Hello and welcome to another wonderful edition of Social Buzz Extra. You know how we do it here on Social Buzz Extra, bringing you all of the latest happening on social media, whether it's political, whether it is entertainment, or even business perspective. Whatever is trending, we are hopping on it. If it's buzzing, then you will find me there. All right, I am your host, Agochukwu Mobna, and I'm here to give you thrilling, trending issues on social media. You know how we also do it? Please, if you are tuning in, it's Global TV, and you can watch on DSTV channel 365, or you can watch on StarTime channel 276, or better still, use your social media handles. You know, it's there on your screen. It's Global TV NG on YouTube. Be part of the conversation by dropping your comments. All you need to do also on that bell like icon is going to notify you whenever we come your way so that you don't miss any opportunity of listening to trending issues from social media. All right, let's get into business for today. The first one we're talking about Omowumi Aloba, who has released a statement, a report from the DNA case, concerning her son. Mr. Joseph Aloba recently accused Omowumi of Liam not being, and also accused her of being married legally or traditionally to his son, who is Joseph Aloba, also known as Mohbad, as a stage name. But different things have been happening. This time around, I think people like to go to court. Any little thing, let's go to court. So Omowumi decided to release the court report concerning the DNA because they've been too much dragging on the internet. She doesn't want to be part of that dragging anymore. So I think the court case speaks for itself better. And she says in the court case that this is to brief the public on the latest development regarding the DNA proceedings initiated by Mr. Joseph Aloba himself and the continued attempts to delay and manipulate a process he voluntarily brought before the court. Going ahead, she says, at the hearing of December 2nd, 2025, Mr. Aloba appearing this time with yet another new counsel, Oladayo Ogungbe, ESQ, introduced a fresh application seeking to compel the court to use two specific foreign hospitals personally selected by his team for the DNA analysis. His counsel argued rather conveniently that these were the only hospitals capable of producing an accurate and reliable results. Counsel to Mrs. Omowumi Aloba S.A. Salahuddin reminded the Honorable Court of the actual history of this matter. It was Mr. Aloba who initiated the DNA application. It was Mr. Aloba who agreed to the initial consent judgment, which came about as a result of the application that he brought to court. It was Mr. Aloba who applied for a second time that the DNA should be taken abroad, a request the court granted. And now, after securing permission to take the test abroad, it is again Mr. Aloba who is attempting to dictate the exact hospitals to be used, choosing facilities known only to him, thereby attempting to influence and control a process that should remain neutral by asking the court to Again, ahead in the court report, it says the court saw through this pattern of shifting positions, repeated delay, and constant change of legal strategy. The Honorable Magistrate, after listening to the arguments and objections raised by S.A. Salahuddin, counsels for the respondent, Mrs. Omowumi, found merit in same, holding firmly that the neutrality of the DNA process must be preserved, and the selection of the testing hospitals rests solely with the courts, not with the parties, that might jeopardize the process. Once it became clear that his request to handpick hospitals would not be entertained, counsel to Mr. Aloba then withdrew the applicant's application in open court, which was eventually struck out. Again, the court also reaffirmed that payment for the DNA test remains the responsibility of the applicant, since this is his application. This is yet again the third ruling and the court is giving at the instance of Mr. Joseph Aloba's DNA application. The court will designate the approved hospitals without interference from either. All parties must make themselves the when contacted. All parties submitted their contact information as directed and will be reached by the assigned welfare officer to arrange same sample collections and related logistics. This case has been adjourned to February the 26th. Administrative updates. Mrs. Omowumi and her legal team remain committed to full cooperation and transparency. Unfortunately, the same consistency has not been observed on the other side, given the constant re-strategizing council changes and attempts to shift the goalpost each time the court declines to bend their demand. Nevertheless, we will continue to rely on the law, the court's wisdom, and the facts rather than theatrics to bring this matter to a proper conclusion. And that is how they ended that court report. It is a long court report, but I had to read it out to everyone so that we get to understand what exactly is going on. Because it's easy for people to come on social media and say things. And you know, again, people do not really have the patience to read these days. You see that they will tell you I don't have the patience to read, or they'll tell you the prints are too small. So I took out my time to make sure that I read it out so everyone will know where to apportion blame. You know how to drop your comments. You know, for the past 2 years since Ireoluwa, aka Mohbad, which is his stage name, you know, for the past 2 years since he left this precious world, it has been dragging upon dragging. Some persons are dragging the father, some are dragging the mother, some are dragging the wife, and even the little son, the son who is just less than 4 years old, is even involved in the whole thing and being dragged not to be his son. It really hurts me so bad that people are now they are shifting away from the main issue, which is how did he die? What happened? What led to his death? Who are the people involved? If there is anyone involved, because come on, it is shocking that we only heard he was dead, and the next thing, he has been buried overnight. That they had to even, you know, twist his neck to make sure that it fits the coffin. It is very, very bad for someone of that kind of you know, he's supposed to be respected. He's a musician with, you know, a lot of fans. We all loved his music. We all loved Mohbad. We love his music and even his style. You know, he came with a different genre, like a very beautiful style. We all loved it. For someone with that kind of, you know, respected, what would I call it there? You know, respected position, only for you to twist his neck. And even the coffin wasn't looking well prepared. It was looking like an overnight, you know, the rush thing. It's not the fine coffin we all know. And he was buried overnight by his father. This same father coming out to say, oh, I think some persons killed Mohbad. Okay, if you thought he didn't die, no, a natural death, then I feel like it was only natural for you to put him, or will I say, only normal for you to put him in the morgue and let him stay there while they investigate his death. And besides, not like, okay, we all know that there's a particular religion that buries immediately, but Mr. Joseph Aloba is not a Muslim, so we don't even expect that burial to come very fast. So what exactly happened? These are questions that should be dragging, not the DNA part. I'm not saying, yes, me shouldn't do the DNA part just to clear her name. Of course, it is good just to clear her name. Of course, we like that part. But it's the constant dragging that is unnecessary. We are beginning to push this thing out of line. DNA everywhere. And we've forgotten what led to Mohbad's death. Anyway, rest in peace, Mohbad. General Mohbad, like I often like to call him. He's someone that I really love his song so much, and his dance step, he's a good dancer, but you know, for things like this to be happening. And again, he's not even resting properly right now because his body was, you know, taken out from the coffin, from the morgue to the lab for autopsy and all of that, and still they didn't find anything. Only God knows what exactly is happening. And right now he's back to the morgue and he has not been buried for over 2 years. And people are just there creating content and making money out of a dead man and cases being lingering in the courts. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I feel very, very bad for that young man. Let's say comments from social media. And the first comment is coming from Chareluya. And Chareluya says, and some people will say she's running away from the DNA. Why are people like this? Why is the man deliberately making effort to frustrate everyone? Is he the one that will tell the courts what to do? The process must be very neutral. So make he either take him or leave him. He can't play a smart one on the court. The second one is coming from Manua. And Manua says, this man should let the court pick the hospitals to be used. Why does he keep stretching this whole matter? It's been 2 whole years of his son lying unburied to Fiakwa Manua. Okay? So the last comment from this story is coming from Stainless. And Stainless says, the man doesn't want the child to be his son and his son's own. That's his wishes and prayer. He wants his son's properties. He doesn't care about his son at all. Well, okay, that's it. Let's move over to the next topic. We wish Mohbad, that he rests in peace at the end of the day. And we hope that whatever investigation, whatever process that wants to be done, that needs to be done fast so that he can, go back to his father and rest properly. Second topic today is the lady who removes her ribs to regain confidence. She removed her ribs. According to her, she removed her ribs because she wants to gain confidence. Who removes ribs to gain confidence? So this particular story has been trending for some time now. I think I saw it about 2 weeks ago, but I refused to take it because immediately I saw that, I was so scared. How can you remove your ribs just because you want to look all like an hourglass, that kind of shapy thing? I think it's high time we begin to look at what exactly we do to ourselves. How can you remove your ribs because you are trying to regain confidence? So when I saw this particular video trending 2 weeks ago, I was so scared. I was terrified. I almost started crying because it was looking like a cartoon character. These are things that we draw with our hands. Like, you never thought you're going to see Barbie real life until you're seeing Barbie, not just real life, but in your city, in your country. How? Well, a lady known as Tomilola has been trending on social media because of her new body makeover. According to Tomilola, she has come out to say she removed some of her ribs to get her confidence back, stating that prior to the time her ribs were removed, she had insecurities with her body because one of her hips was bigger than the other. So she had to remove the ribs. Hey, God, I beg. Oh, I am scared. I am scared for people. I'm scared for their life, because what is this, for crying out loud? Well, let's take comments from social media as regards this topic and let's see how it goes. And the first comment is coming from Ikande, and Ikande says, now when you reach your 50s, you go realize what you do so. All right, when you reach, you don't even need the weight from the boobs, the weight from the hips. I can't think about this. Ew. This isn't beauty at all. All right, the next comment is coming from Sukor Joyce, and Sukor says, God, come, the ribs you gave us to protect our organs. Some people have started removing theirs. Oh, God. This one, they have to call God in this matter. Let's call God, because the God that gave you the ribs to protect those organs there, he knows the reason why. Why are you taking it out to look like, even Shakira Gangan, that we all heard one time that, oh, she removed her ribs so that she can twist properly. I don't think Shakira removed this amount of ribs because her waist wasn't looking like this. Third comment is coming from Omezwo, and Omezwo says, I want to ask, can she carry a baby in that sandcloak of a body? In fact, where is her womb? At this point, that's where we ask, truly, where is her womb? Does she still have it there? Are all the organs complete? Does she have her kidney, her liver? Are they all sitting properly? Well, if you ask me a lot of questions, I have a lot to ask. So I don't even know this particular question. In fact, where is her womb? I don't know the answer. She will come and tell us. The last but not the least comment from this particular topic is coming from Zest Heaven Properties. And Zest says, be like you go redo surgery, because I know sure say you don't get your confidence back. There is no confidence here. Lie, no confidence at all. How can you say you did that to get this? This is not a confident body. I must tell you. I know they said we listen, we don't judge, we watch, we don't judge. But this time around, I'm sorry, I'm not judging. This is not from a place of hate. It's from a place of like. And I think the doctor who did this needs to be, questioned, because I think doctors are supposed to give you the advantages and disadvantages of anything you want to do. They're supposed to caution you. They're supposed to counsel you. That's the right word. They're supposed to counsel you through the path you are trying to choose. Because sometimes we don't even know what's good for ourselves. We just want to follow trend. We want to do beauty. You want to follow beauty standards or beauty trend and all of that. But you don't even know if you are hurting yourself in the long run or even in a short run. So I think the doctor should be questioned as to the reason why he did that. Removing how many, I think she said she removed about 10 or so, like from each part, whether she removed, I think she's left with just 4 right now. As we speak, she's left with just 4 ribs. 4. That thing holding the weight up and the one down. Come on now. Okay, let's not even talk about the one down, but the one up, okay, the weight from the top. How can just fall? So God that gave us that 10, I be 9. There's a lot we need to talk about. So just like I was saying about the doctor, the doctors need to be questioned. She came out recently to say, oh, her doctor supported her through this. She even called the name of the hospital and even asked people to go check out that hospital and how good the hospital is, and she will recommend them, and how she's feeling very, very good now, and she's even more confident. Funny part of it is, this lady wasn't even looking bad at all. She was looking all beautiful. She was looking very beautiful even before now. Well, according to her, she had an excuse. She said one of her hips was bigger than one, so she wanted to regain her confidence. Congratulations to her, but I don't think that is a wise decision. Neither do I think it is safe. Well, last today on Social Buzz Extra, we're going to be talking about Natasha, Senator Natasha Oduaghan. She has been listed as the most searched by Google. You can imagine being listed as most searched. In fact, most searched by Google. I remember, Natasha really trended this year. She trended a lot from her whole saga with the Senate President, Godwin Akpabio, to, it was everywhere. Godswill Akpabio, I beg your pardon. From that saga down to, everything. For 6 months, she was there on the news. People carried her. They want to know what's going on. Man, that's a lot. So he reached to even give her, like, they are supposed to give her that message. And she was happy about it because she posted it on her Instagram, thanking her fans and everyone. Yes. According to her, she said she was searched for the right reasons and because she was fighting for justice and for the good of her people, in Kogi Central. Well, congrats to you, Senator Natasha Oduaghan. All right, we wish we had more time because we had more stories for you that's trending. We've left the other Honorable Natasha and Two-Face, but don't worry, we'll bring it your way again. All you need to do is to stay tuned because we'll come your way again on Monday. I am Ogochukwu Mobna, and if you're just tuning in, please run off to YouTube. It's Global TV NG on YouTube and be part of the conversation. Till I come your way next time, please stay safe. Stay safe in all ramifications. Bye for now.